The Pentagon is slowly but surely giving us details of a series of airstrikes that are happening over northern Iraq. News of two more series of airstrikes, bringing those to three altogether. And some, well, you might say milestones already in this mission over northern Iraq. First of all, a first series of airstrikes by a drone or a remotely piloted aircraft, as the US military tends to say. That drone also led to this, according to the Pentagon, that terrorists were successfully eliminated. Now that essentially is the Pentagon announcing the first deaths coming from this mission, from these airstrikes that are being performed right now over Iraq. There was a second series of airstrikes, this time from 4 F-18 fighter jets on a stationary convoy of 7 ISIS vehicles, says the Defense Department. This was another mortar position. All of this happening in the vicinity of the city of Erbil in the Kurdish part of Iraq. And the reason given for these airstrikes in this precise area today by the Pentagon here in Washington is to help defend the city. Now remember, Erbil is a long way away, 3 hours by road from Sinjar, where the US humanitarian aid was dropped yesterday, clearly making these two very separate military missions right now by the United States. There's a plan going forward, and that will include a few more airstrikes. There is almost no doubt about that. There is no clear end date. The White House has been asked about that repeatedly today. The White House saying there is no end date. And it is quite something that we're talking about the end game again in Iraq. It's been almost 25 years now that that question has been asked. How will this all end? Well, this is another military operation by the US military over Iraq, and it looks like it'll be continuing for a while. This could be days, could be weeks. That is not clear. The best quote there is so far, by the way, comes from a senior defense official quoted by the Wall Street Journal about how this might all end. And this is what he or she says: "If they stop, we stop," mentioning ISIS in that sentence, and then going on to say this: "If they attack us, we will bring down the hammer."